I hate stumbling over my tongue.
Join the club, Marianne. Trust me, no one stumbles more than me. Welcome, everyone, to the February 2026 edition of The Impact, a sustainable CT podcast. For your edification, your enlightenment, and your entertainment, too. I'm Jim Hunt, Communications Director at Sustainable CT, so if you're looking for someone to blame for this podcast, well, you can blame me. But remember, this is never a one-way conversation. We always want to hear from you for our edification and enlightenment. Drop us a note, won't you, to info@sustainablect.org. The Impact is brought to you in part by the Connecticut Green Bank. The Connecticut Green Bank confronts climate change by increasing and accelerating investment into Connecticut's green economy to create more resilient, healthier, and equitable communities, and we are oh so glad they do. Visit them at ctgreenbank.com. Remember, we can't do what we do without you. We don't have a magical rainbow unicorn money tree, no sir, but you can be a Sustainable CT sponsor. Find out how at sustainablect.org. We are joined today by Mary Ann Chinatti. Since 2024, Mary Ann has served as the Director of Economic and Community Development / Redevelopment for the Town of Putnam, a vibrant community, part of what we like to call the Northeast Kingdom of the state, or I like to call it that. Mary Ann is a UConn graduate, go Huskies, and has been in the economic planning and development business for a very long time. In addition to her work in Putnam, she's also served as the Director of Planning and Development for the town of Thompson and as a town planner for Plainfield, too, where you even ran for first selectman.
I did.
And that didn't turn out perfectly, but,
No,
but
no. It was an experience.
it was no doubt Putnam was the beneficiary of that outcome eventually, I imagine, right?
Putnam is the best thing since sliced bread.
There you go. I just have to relate this quick story about the silliness of the internet. I was doing my due diligence and trying to find out a little bit about you so that I didn't end up sounding like a complete idiot. So I Google you, and in response, it tells me that you're the ECD director at Putnam, which I already knew, and that since your appointment, you spearheaded several key initiatives: the Belding Mill redevelopment, the Union Square Courtyard project, and get this, sustainable CT engagement.
Yay me.
Representing Putnam on platforms like The Impact to highlight how arts and culture are integrated into the town's economic strategy. I just think that's hilarious. We're part of your internet bio now. You can't get rid of us.
God bless technology.
If anyone Googles you from now on, we're going to come up as one of your key initiatives.
There we go.
So thank you for that. That's awfully good. I love it. Mary Ann, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it, and I'm very glad to have you. So
Thank you for having
welcome-
me. I
welcome to the
appreciate
show.
you.
How did you end up working for it? So let's digress a bit. And we were joking about running for first selectman. I know it was no joke at the time. But how did you end up working in Putnam after that? Did the mayor just call you up one day and say, come work for us?
He did.
Well, there you go. Okay.
He did. He called me to let me know that the position was going to be available, and he said, "You are going to apply, aren't you?"
Oh,
So
excellent.
I did, and here I am.
That's easy.
Yeah,
I was expecting a more involved story, but that was actually the case. He called
That's
you
it. That's it.
Okay. So you were evidently known to him, or it was him?
Yeah.
Was it him?
Actually, he and I worked together when I was in Thompson. He was the clerk of the works for one of our community development block grant projects, rehab and repair of our elderly housing project. So we met that way.
Okay. Wow. And you had already established a fairly long track record of economic development work in Thompson and elsewhere.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
okay. Wow. That's nice when someone calls you up and wants you. It's nice to be invited to the dance, as
Oh,
it were.
bless his heart. It really, really was.
Okay, so let's get the lay of the land a little bit. So you're the director of Putnam's Economic and Community Development Department, And among the many missions your development department has taken on is to oversee, in some respects, enable the Putnam Arts Council. Is that correct? Is that right?
I'm staff to the Arts Council, yes.
Okay.
They are a municipal council, and my department staffs. I serve as their professional, and my administrative assistant takes the minutes and whatnot.
Oh, that's interesting. It's sort of like you're sort of like the faculty advisor.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I
Yep.
like that. All right. So what kind of role do you play in that?
I guide them, for lack of a better term, when they're working on their projects, or I bring projects to them.
Okay.
For example, one of their big projects, as you know, is their annual Fine Arts and Crafts Festival.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of coordination as far as that goes. And, we divvy up tasks and whatnot. And I take care of all of the municipal end of that, the coordination of, the recreation employees, the making sure that there's coverage here at Town Hall for the weekend and, things like that.
Well, we're particularly interested in how the arts figure into Putnam's overall economic and community development strategy. It's becoming pretty large all across Connecticut now to embrace the arts, not simply because we love the arts. That's a kind of a given. We all have our own inclination in that respect, I suppose, but also as a meaningful element of economic development.
It absolutely
Yeah.
is. Absolutely is.
So what can you tell us about that? And what way do the arts support Putnam's economic development and commercial vitality?
Well, when we have our events, whether they be Arts Council events or Putnam Business Association events or we have an event going on pretty much year round, every weekend.
I noticed that. You got a lot of stuff going on.
We really do, depending on, what entity is in charge of putting it on. But whatever comes in, like with the Fine Arts and Crafts Festival, we get like between 5 and 10,000 attendees to that. And it's grown from initially 44, I think it was, artists. Now we had to cap it at 70 because our municipal complex area where they set up can't hold more than 70 comfortably. So we're maxed out as far as that goes. And the people that come into town for that specific event, they go downtown and shop. They go downtown and eat. They visit our Bradley Playhouse, for example. Everything ties in together. And when the Arts Council does something, when the Arts Council has an event, it, yes, pulls people in, but the businesses and the ancillary entities benefit from that from a profit standpoint.
Sure.
Because the attendees go to these places and they spend their money, God bless them.
Now, are most of the exhibitors and the artists, are most of them from Putnam, or
good heavens, no.
No, they're all
Good
over.
heavens, no.
Yeah.
No. They come from all around the region.
Yeah.
Yeah. New York, Rhode Island, the New England states. It's a very, very diverse art festival.
So, and it's gotten to a point where there's almost, you didn't say it's not a waiting list. It's not a list. How do you decide who gets to be?
The Arts Council decides that the potential exhibitors submit. It's a juried show.
Yeah. Okay.
The exhibitors submit some of their work, and the Arts Council reviews and votes on it.
Wow.
And they select who they want to participate.
Now, what other examples might there be of how the arts contribute we're talking about the art festival itself, but like you said, there are festivals in Putnam like almost year round.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So what are some other major points of engagement with arts and culture that are really supporting the economy there?
Well, our art heist is coming up. As a matter of fact, it's coming up the beginning of next month. This is something that the Arts Council initiated a couple of 3 years ago. And what it is they get artists from the area to contribute a piece of art valued between, it has to be at least a $50 value. And what they do is they sell tickets to the art heist, and you can buy a ticket and go to the art heist, and your ticket has a number on it. And it's kind of like a game of chance. the bingo wheel, the number pops out and they call out the number, and whoever's ticket has that number gets to make a choice of whatever, all of the art that's displayed.
Yeah.
And everybody goes home with a piece of art that's at least $50 in value. It's a really fun event.
Now, are young people involved in this? Students,
Oh,
kids? How do you get them involved?
well, actually, we have great representation on our Arts Council of all ages. And the art heist isn't something that there's alcohol served.
No,
So you
of
have
course.
to,
Okay,
you
then.
have to be cautious of that. But the Arts Council, along with, as a matter of fact, our co-chair she's on the Northeast Art Guild, as well as Beth Johnston, who's also an Arts Council member. She's the president of the Guild this time around. And they are extremely proactive with soliciting the young, high school and the younger kids to get interested in art. And as a matter of fact, we have a Putnam Business Association is putting on their Fairy Fest coming up.
Okay.
And they're working with a couple of members of the Arts Council because they want to do is have like chalk drawings on the street and have it a competition. So they're going to be soliciting participants from the high schools as well.
Now, Putnam is a fascinating place to me because technically it's classified as a town, whatever that actually means. But certainly, it feels more like a small city with a mayoral form of government, a pretty rich history, vibrant culture and business community, and the Bradley Playhouse. We were talking about that as well. I mean, not every town has these things, and there's several popular festivals throughout the year, in addition to the arts festival, and the dining scene is pretty robust too. I was looking through the last time I was there. Now I admit I have not been to Putnam in about 5 years.
Shame on you.
5 or 6 years, but even then, there's all sorts of different places to go and eat and hang out. It belies the size of the town. And it always seems as if the town, to me, was always punching above its weight. Like in terms of its per capita income, and the size of the town is about 9,000 people. It's not a big place.
No, it's really not.
But you're doing all these things. So what's the secret? What can other towns learn from you in that respect?
We have a very proactive community, and we're very welcoming here, and it's a safe place to be.
Yeah.
And we encourage ideas. If you have an idea, you want an event to go on. For example, someone brought up to the Board of Selectmen that this municipality has a poet laureate. The country why doesn't Putnam have a poet laureate?
Yeah.
So find us a poet laureate, Mary Ann. So we had a committee. One of the Arts Council members, as a matter of fact, he chaired the committee, and they made their decision the end of last month. And Putnam's first poet laureate was appointed by the Board of Selectmen at their February 2nd meeting.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, we're really very open to ideas.
And what was the trend in the population of the town? Has it been going up or down compared to the rest of the state? You say you're an open community, welcoming community. Are you gaining in population, or is that or not?
I'd say it's pretty stagnant.
Okay.
It's pretty stagnant.
That's true for the rest of the state. There's no great secret there. There's no, that's kind of what's been happening all over the state.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. One of the things I saw on the internet as I was out there doing my thing was that Putnam is part of Connecticut's Enterprise Zone program. And I don't know, is that still a thing?
It is. Enterprise Zone is still a thing. We are an established enterprise corridor, which gives state tax benefits to businesses that come in, manufacturing businesses that come into town.
And how has that helped?
We've had a number of businesses come in under the enterprise corridor zone. And the town also offers some incentives for businesses to come in. For example, our special service district, which is what used to be Putnam downtown, Putnam town, the city of Putnam. Because Putnam
Okay.
was a city and it was a town and then they merged and it's a town. So the
Okay.
city, Putnam City, has the rehab area tax credit where if a property owner comes in and puts an investment into his building over an X amount, they can receive tax deferrals over an extended period of time. And that time period is based on the amount you put in to
Yeah.
rehab.
And now you folks have been, the town has been registered with Sustainable CT for, I don't know, number of years, 2018, I think was when you first signed up.
Mhm.
We got to get you certified. You've probably already got a lot of, you probably got a lot of stuff already done. I'm sure. Well, we're just talking about all the arts and culture stuff. Those are points
Mhm.
right there. We got to get you going on certification at some point soon. That would be great.
Yeah, that is on my list.
All right. You brought up the arts festival,
Yep,
and it is a huge deal.
it
And I
really
understand, is
is.
this the fourth year you're going to be doing?
Yes,
What else did I see that it was? I love the line "Small town, big art."
absolutely.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
great. So tell me more about that. What does it involve? Is it one day?
It's a weekend.
Okay.
It's a
All right.
weekend. And this year it's June 13th and 14th. Artists come in, they set up Friday night, and then the festival runs Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4.
And what kind of art does it cover? Is
You
it
name it. You name it. I mean, we have paintings, we have glass, we have pottery, we have sewn things, you name it,
yeah.
jewelry.
Is there any performance aspect to this at all?
We do have performers, yes. I
Okay.
mean, they're, obviously they're not selling their wares.
No.
But we pay them to come and perform.
Okay,
throughout the
they're not
festival.
part of a competition for.
No,
And what's the attendance been like for these things? Has it gone up over year on year? I mean,
it absolutely
presumably.
has. It absolutely has. And the year before last, it was terribly rainy. So attendance was quite low.
Yeah,
But there were still, I mean, we're still talking thousands,
yeah,
which is not bad. I mean, that's pretty good.
yeah. You don't have a rain date. You just
No,
do it
exactly. It is what it
hell or
is.
high water. Yeah, that's
Yep.
pretty good.
Yep.
By my calendar here, I'm assuming it started after the pandemic, right?
Yep.
So you
Yeah, it
didn't have
did.
to deal with that.
Right.
All right. And you came out of that, and people probably had a real sense of wanting to go out and do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was perfect. That was good timing.
Yeah.
And all you
Yeah.
gotta think about is having great weather.
Yeah. That's what we always say, from our lips to God's ear.
Yeah. And then it's getting bigger in terms of people wanting to be a part of it.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It
Yeah.
really is. It really is.
So at one point, you didn't have to have a juried competition to get in, but that sort of became an issue when you have too many people trying to get in. Then it
It
has to be juried.
actually, it's been juried. I mean, I've only been here since 2024, but it's been
Yeah.
juried both of those years, and it was juried, I believe, right from its inception.
Oh, interesting. Okay. You say you haven't been there since the beginning, but I
No.
bet you know how did it start? Who started? Who came up with this? What was the idea
Actually,
behind it?
it was proposed in July of 2022. And Beth Johnston, who I mentioned before, and David Sullivan, who was a member at that time, had brought it to the Arts Council. And that's how it got started. They proposed the idea and the Arts Council took it and went with it.
And has it spawned any other ideas? In other words, did it become a catalyst for some other festivals or some other ideas or something else, or was it always kind of self-contained? I would imagine.
It's the Arts Council things, they are pretty much self-contained.
Okay.
They are what they are.
Yeah.
But the Arts Council is such an innovative group. They've always got something that they'd like to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're not lacking for ideas.
And that Arts Council now, though, the members of that Arts Council, they are all Putnam residents.
Yeah, they have to be Putnam residents.
How do you get on the Arts
And they're
Council?
all artists.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good. I'm glad to
Yeah,
hear that.
yeah.
How do you get on the council? How do you get on there?
If there's a vacancy, you fill out the online application and the Board of Selectmen reviews it. And if they're good with it, you get appointed.
By the board, by the select
Board
board.
of Selectmen, yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a break a second. We'll come right back. We'll continue on. And we'll return to our program in just a moment. You've been listening to The Impact, a Sustainable CT podcast. Hey, if you're not yet a subscriber to Actions and Impact, the Sustainable CT newsletter, you could be missing out on some very important information to you, to your organization, and to your town. Do yourself a favor and subscribe today, and you can do that where? At sustainableCT.org, of course. And while you're out there tripping the web fantastic, don't forget to join us on Facebook for some fun and interesting stuff. Guaranteed safe for children and pets. Come on, be our friend, won't you? At facebook.com/sustainableCT. And yes, of course, we're LinkedIn. Search for Sustainable CT from your LinkedIn page, and you'll find us right there, being all LinkedIn and media social. And spring certification time is just around the corner. Oh, yes, it is. It may feel like the middle of an endless winter, but our spring certification deadline is coming up soon, April 14th. Yeah. If you're working towards certification in your community, take a look through our archives. They include reports from communities that have successfully achieved Sustainable CT certification. You can also visit the Participating Communities map to view each town's most recent certification report. See what worked for them as a guide to action in your own community. Help and resources are available for longer-term planning and future projects as well. Access opportunities for funding. Take advantage of our no-cost assistance programs, no cost, and connect with our Sustainable CT Fellowship Program to support local sustainability actions and certification guidance in the summer. If your municipality is not yet registered with Sustainable CT, or if your town is registered but has not yet considered working towards certification, please do contact us. We'd be happy to speak with you, provide any information you may need, and discuss next steps. You can do this, and we can help. All right, let's get back to the program. Welcome back, everybody. We are speaking with Mary Ann Chinatti. She is the Director of Economic and Community Development in Putnam. And during the break, we were talking about movies. There were movies that were shot in Putnam. Tell me more about that. Tell me more.
The first one is called Vigilance, and it was the producer. His name is Frank Durant. It's an independent film. He was, looking at places to film and whatnot. And I know, oh my goodness, you've got to come to Putnam. So we arranged that, and it's a thriller. It's a thriller movie. And so they filmed at Bradley Playhouse, Crossings Restaurant. They filmed downstairs in the library. It was quite exciting. And that is in post-production right now. And it's due for release sometime, I want to say mid-year.
Okay.
And Frank is also looking to do a murder mystery series.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, well, Frank, you have to come back to Putnam, and he wants to come back to Putnam.
These are not feel-good movies of the year.
They're not. No, they're not. But you got to come to Putnam to film them. So, and it's really exciting. And then another one is another independent movie. This one just wrapped up not too long ago. They filmed mostly outside in front of the Bradley. And that one should be out. Again, it'll be on probably a Netflix or a Tubi.
Okay.
Come the end of the year. Now,
how do you attract them? How do you attract movies to come to Putnam? You just knew somebody who knew somebody, and they called you up?
No. Well, this one, they did reach out, and of course, I said absolutely,
sure,
absolutely. We got room, we got places, but it's who you talk to, you learn things just from talking to people.
Oh, that's great.
It really is.
Let's talk about, I know, because we mentioned it a couple of times, the Bradley Theater.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that, because we are familiar with we were just at our fall certification awards ceremony in Goodspeed Opera House in East Haddam and the Kate in Old Saybrook. Tell me about the Bradley. How long's it been around? What does it show? What is it?
It's a beautiful, I want to say 1926 theater. It's absolutely stunning inside and out. And local actors they use when they do their plays. So it's, local people. They put out a call, come and try out. And actually one of the actors that quite frequently appears is Roy Simmons, who is on our Board of Selectmen. And
Really? Okay.
yeah, and they've started doing movies again as well. So they're doing that. They do their live performances as part of an event coming up, the Mystic Aquarium the Fire and Ice that's coming up pretty soon. It was scheduled to be this past Saturday, but because of the cold weather, it got put off till the 28th. Mystic Aquarium is bringing penguin ambassadors. So they're going to be at the Bradley. I mean, it's really diverse what they offer. It's awesome. It's awesome.
How many seats are in there? Ballpark.
I don't know.
Oh.
I do not know how many people it can hold.
Interesting. We may want to have our certification, our
Oh, you absolutely should. Oh my goodness,
should go.
You should. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
great. Yes. Absolutely.
That'd be great. It was built in 1926-ish in that neighborhood?
Yeah. I want to say it's 1926. I'm pretty sure.
And has it always been a functional theater?
Yeah.
Really?
It has.
I mean, a lot of these places come and go over time. They turn into, general stores. And
no, this was never something
mechanic
else.
shop, and then it comes back to be a theater. No, this was a theater since 26.
Yep.
I love old stuff like that. I have to go check that out. I have not seen it. I'm going to go check it out.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Let's talk about some of the challenges you might run into when you're trying to maintain an arts program or trying to maintain any part of your job. It's bigger than arts. I get that. You got a lot of stuff on your agenda, a lot of stuff on your plate. What would you describe as like being one of your major challenges of trying to do your job in Putnam?
With the way the economy has been in the last 5 years with the, shrinking of disposable income, minimalist philosophy, that's the challenge, to get people to still understand the importance and the value of having art in their lives.
Yeah.
When it comes to volunteers, we're not really lacking an active volunteer community, which a lot of municipalities suffer from that. Putnam is extremely fortunate to have a very involved community, a very involved artists community, and volunteers, we don't, knock on wood, have trouble putting together a volunteer group.
You're lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And it isn't, how can I put this? I don't mean to offend anybody, but it isn't, when you say volunteers, we're not talking about retired people solely, right?
No,
that happens a lot.
Absolutely
you get a lot
not.
of retirees with time on their hands, and that's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But you also want to have you want more demographics represented in your, what the stuff you're trying to do.
We don't have a problem with that.
Wow, that's pretty good. Again, punching above your weight in terms of the population of the size of the town. That's a major obstacle to a lot of places, trying to get people to do the actual.
Yeah, it is. But Putnam proud, I swear, that's the way, the community is. Putnam proud.
What's the next big thing that you're looking to try to do?
Ooh, the next big thing is Mural Fest. Oh, I don't know if you know anything about the Waldorf.
I don't. Tell me all about it.
Let me tell you, this is something. Mural Fest Putnam. You have to submit an application to the Wall Dog Public Art Movement. Municipalities, if they want to participate, they have to submit an application, and basically it's a juried thing. And we were selected out of 200 towns to be the 2030 Mural Fest town. But we found there was an opening. We found out there was an opening for 2028, and we requested of the Wall Dogs to take that 2028 date, which we got notified, and it's really exciting that we got approved for that. Now, what the Wall Dogs are, I don't know if you remember back in the day, growing up, you see this great big, huge brick building that has a big advertising sign on it. That's a Wall Dog. That's what a Wall Dog does. So what they're going to do, the Wall Dogs are artists from across the country. They belong to this organization. They're going to descend on Putnam.
Oh.
And they're going to paint buildings the sides of buildings
Yeah. And
with,
you've got a few old buildings. You got
and a lot of space.
a lot of
So,
space. Yeah.
yeah. So, and we have our Mural Fest committees. And Elaine Turner, who is on our Arts Council, she is the coordinator for this whole thing. And it's going to be 3 to 5 days. They're going to come to this, they're going to converge on Putnam. They're going to paint for 3 to 5 days. And it's basically going to be like historic, from Putnam history.
Yeah.
And it's
Do
going to
you,
be.
do you get to control the content a little bit? I hope they're not just going to
Well,
come in
actually, the
and paint
committees.
whatever they want.
No, 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 no. The committees have their selection committee and whatnot. So,
Okay.
it won't be a catch as catch can.
Yeah.
You get what we paint, basically. It's going to be we want you to do this. And it is absolutely so exciting. They have a goal to raise. You have to, the wall dogs are going to come. They're coming free of charge. But they need some place to stay. They need they need food. They need this. They need this. They need supplies. So
Sure.
obviously they're doing a fundraising thing. But this is going to be absolutely huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah.
So
And
2028.
2028. Okay. Anything else happening that's going to be before then?
Well, as far as art specific goes, not art specific, but obviously we have, we have all of our events. We have car cruise. That's another thing that brings in a lot of people. And, we have displays for that as well.
What's that
And
about? What's the car cruise?
the old, like it's basically like a car show, an
Okay.
antique and vintage car show. Last year, this last one we had, I want to say it was 2,500 antique vehicles that came to town.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's absolutely huge as well.
And when is that?
That's in the summertime, August 9th this year.
That's got to be fun. Okay.
Yep.
Because then I'm sure you get all sorts of vendors, food sellers,
Oh, good heavens,
stuff
yes.
attended to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, we, in the summertime, we have our river fire and concerts down at Rotary Park and, our arts and crafts festival and fireworks and alfresco concerts. And we've got so much going on, so much going on.
Well, put your development hat or redevelopment hat on for me
Mhm.
for a moment and try to take a look at Putnam like I said, I haven't been there a few years, but it hasn't been that long. Historically, it's an old mill town,
Yep.
right? I remember
it is.
seeing the large facade, the huge, what you notice when you see an old mill town,
Yeah.
large brick buildings of a certain age that
Mhm.
are no longer used for their intended purpose.
Right.
You have a couple of those.
Yeah, we do.
And what do you think really needs attention in the town at this point? What would you, if you were in charge, the
Mhm.
Empress,
Yep.
what would you do? What would be your first?
Get our mills redeveloped, and we don't have that many left.
Yeah.
We are working right now on our 107 Providence Street, which is the big Belding Mill.
Okay. So
And
Google was right. The Belding Mill project is a big deal.
yeah, it really is. It really is. We have a brownfield grant from the state of Connecticut Department of Economic and Community Development
Okay.
for remediation of the property.
I was going to say that's got to be awfully expensive to remediate one of those buildings. Right?
Yeah, for real, for real. And once that is done, the developer is going to be turning that into approximately 90 apartment homes, 10 or 20% of which will be affordable,
Well, that's great.
deed restricted affordable.
Yeah.
And then it's a mixed use development with the residential, and on the lower level, it'll be commercial offices, fitness center, that type of thing.
Okay.
And we have another mill down on Canal Street that I'm trying to get interest in and get that rehabbed and redeveloped. And our foundry project, which is up on Mechanic Street around the corner, kind of more or less from the town hall. We're going through a brownfield assessment grant for that. And we're looking at remediation afterwards.
What's fascinating about these old buildings, they're the devil's own time to and expensive to reclimate, but you don't want to tear them down. They're historical. They
Oh,
have
no, you
historical
don't.
value, right?
No, it breaks my heart every time a municipality tears down an old mill
Yeah.
because there is so much history there,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and it's just even our old town hall, I mean, that's a beautiful old building. It would be tragic to see that come down. I'm
Yeah.
such a proponent of adaptive reuse of all of these old buildings.
Sure. And even if you do a tear down, the costs involved in reclaiming, you've got to take all of the debris. You've got to
Yeah,
reclaim all this debris and stuff that might be asbestos in it. You've got all this
exactly.
crap you got to take care of anyway. That's
Yeah,
expensive just to tear it down.
yeah,
If you can figure out some way to reuse the property, that's all for the better. But
yeah.
it's sometimes very expensive. We've seen a couple of these across the state that we're aware of because we know the towns are working on these things again. And it's part of our certification process where when towns are able to do this reclamation work, that gets them points with us too, because we agree with you. Reusing these properties is so much better than just tearing them down. So you get the Belden project. And when did you say you thought that might be finished up or might be actually
Well,
happening?
actually, the developer is hoping to have the project completed within 2 to 3 years.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
It is. It's been going on for a while, and he's looking for a 2 to 3 year completion date.
And it's particularly nice to hear that it's going to include housing,
Which is affordable housing.
Oh my
Affordable
God.
housing,
Do we
because
need
I mean,
help?
that is so critical and is so lacking.
Marianne, we are out of time, and this has been fabulous. I really appreciate your time chatting with me, and I wish you all the best in Putnam. I'm going to get out there again. I gotta see it now.
Well, you should. You should. You should. There's so much to see. There's so much to do, and you're overdue for a visit.
I am, and not only that, I got lots of artsy fartsy friends. I'm gonna
There you go.
Get involved with the festival. Get involved with the art festival. Go and submit your stuff. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks a lot.
We hope you've enjoyed today's edition of The Impact, a Sustainable CT podcast. This program was written, recorded, edited, and produced by me. As always, it is copyrighted by Sustainable CT. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for listening. Thank you to our sponsor, the Connecticut Green Bank. Thanks to our guest, Ann Chinatti, for everything she does to make Connecticut and our world a better place. And thanks to everyone for taking local actions that have a statewide impact.